All right, welcome in. This is NFL uh, live line preview. We just got some really bad news in this business, and we're going to preview the games, and I'm going to have Ramon do it. And I'm going to try and keep it together. But one of my best friends, if not my best friend in this business, was Dave Sherapan. Man, he's a long time sports bettor. He helped me out when I was getting into the betting industry. And I think a lot of people knew who he was. We've had him on our shows a couple of times. He was he's one of those guys that just like always made you feel better when you're in his presence. He was in his 50s, his late 50s, and he has 3 girls and a wife they left behind. And, I haven't talked to him in a long time. We texted a little bit because he had throat cancer. And, he came close to dying a couple of times a couple of months ago. But he couldn't get in touch with him because he couldn't really use his phone. And his wife, his wife would get back to us and give us updates. But so I was out this morning, and I didn't even get a text from anybody else. Keg put in the Discord this morning. And I just want to say that, again, this was one of the best guys I've ever met in my life. He was absolutely an amazing person, an amazing individual. And he leaves behind a family, and he was too young. He's easily, the best person I knew in this business. He was just amazing. He worked his way up from the bottom in Costa Rica, and he ran a book down there in Belize, and it just fucking sucks, man. Cancer's the worst. I'm going through it with a family member right now. I'm going to miss Dave Sherapan. And if anybody ever got a chance to know Dave, you knew how good of an individual he was. He was just amazing. I don't know how I'm going to focus today during this, because when you have a friend die and it comes out of nowhere, it's just too young, Ramon. You know him in Vegas.
In fact, Holden, let me just kind of pick up for you here. And if anybody who doesn't know, Dave is a legend really in this industry, not only as a bookmaker and as a content man as well over the last several years. You see him on all the shows. Him and Matt Peralt had that great show, The Bostonian in the Book, that had been on here for the last several years since they teamed up. One of the best shows. And last time I was able to chat with Dave actually was at the Silverton Sportsbook, the Circa Sportsbook at the Silverton had just opened. I was over there, and Dave was there for the very beginning of the opening there. It wasn't a very big deal. Mike Palm was there. The guys were there. It wasn't really a big deal opening that casino like it was over the Circa or anything. They opened it up. Dave was there, and some other, I call them dignitaries, were there as well. So just great at that time. This was before his last illness, if you will, here after we caught that news about, oh gosh, Holden, I just want to say it was no more than 6 months ago or so that Dave had to take a pause from being on the air with Matt, and we were just hoping for the best. And getting that word today, and seeing all the comments from all the people here in this business, you can go down the list. You can just type it, Dave's name here, and see all the tributes basically from our friends here, pretty much going through social media right now and seeing the tributes. I think you could do yourself a solid here, Holden, at the end of our show. We'll go real fast here because we're not going to have much time, but please do yourself a solid, Holden, and go through the great comments from all of our people that we know. Just type in Sherapan in the X, and I think you'll lift your spirits a little bit, just seeing all of your friends commenting on Dave today on social media. The really only way I guess we know how in this business now here a day. And he'd want us to. He wants everybody to go ahead and do their shows today and go on. In fact, all the people in there. In those comments are all doing shows here today, so we'll make some pick some winners for Dave here.
So I'm just going to read off the final text I had with him. He goes, I'm going to be back, man. Better than ever. I love you. As long as the docs do their part, I'm going to be okay. So then I sent him a message back a little bit after he died, or a little bit after he had surgery. And I said, hey, fuck cancer. Stay strong. Good luck. 2 months without eating pussy is going to be the worst part of it, I hope. And you know what I got back? Hi, this is Jessica, Dave's wife. He's still at UCLA recovering. Thank you so much for checking in. Man, this is a big loss. This is a big loss to me. This is a big loss to our industry, and I'm gonna miss him. But I guess we got a show to do, Ramon. So let's hustle through it because I just took the first 6 minutes doing this stuff. So you got any questions about today in the NFL? Go for it. Our guys will be live at 1 o'clock, 1:15 Eastern. All right, pal. We got shows to do. We got a lot of props down. Nukethehouse.com. We'll start with the Colts and the Titans. This is a total of 43 today. I think the total's kind of interesting. It's pretty low, Ramon. So I don't know if we can get in on the under, but the Colts being 6-point favorites on the road, I actually kind of lean to the Titans in this one.
For sure, the Colts are awful against the spread, especially laying points on the road. Just doesn't feel like the best position that you want these guys in here right now. It's been a great start for Indiana Jones. How can you not like Daniel Jones' new nickname? But really for the Colts here, 2-0 start. I get all that. It feels good. Yeah, Tennessee at 0-2 here right now. You can look one way or the other, but this one's just gone a little bit too high for me. I've got to take the Titans here. I still have hope for Cam Ward. I have no problems with Cam moving forward. It's actually for a rookie in there, he's actually been okay so far. The Colts way overshot themselves here with this start. They might be still. Everybody want to get Steichen in there with some kind of semblance of a quarterback. It might work out, but give me a close to a touchdown here with the Titans for sure. I imagine that maybe we could see a little bit of breakout for Cam Ward. I don't know about that total. I think we might see some points, but I'll take the Titans for sure.
All right, very good. We've got the Steelers and the Patriots. You know, these two teams were big-time rivals, 15 years ago? And Roethlisberger beat them a couple of times in the playoffs. This line has just sat still, 1.5. Steelers won 1.5 on the road. 44.5 is the total. You know, it's interesting. We really saw Drake May step up last week, and I wonder if we're going to see it again.
I thought so too, in a way, but I'm also putting the kielbosh on the offense here a little bit. I first was thinking maybe it could be a shootout here. Look, for the Patriots, I think in this one, I agree with you on some of those Big Ben games, but also the Patriots certainly got off on their head-to-head in this series long term with these guys. But the Steelers here taking it on the road here with Rodgers here today. I don't know if this is necessarily going to work out. I kind of want to side here with Drake May and the Patriots in this one. This looks like a marquee matchup. It's actually turned into be one of the uglier games of the day here. It feels like to me. So I'm going to go ahead and side with the Patriots in this one in a near pick 'em here. I'm not going to trust the Pittsburgh team that has won just one of their last 6 games dating back to last year. And yes, that rivalry maybe, but Pittsburgh 1-8 in their last 9 games against the Patriots overall.
So the Jets are taking on the Buccaneers in Tampa. It's Tyrod Taylor, not Tyrod. Baker Mayfield let us know that again. It's actually they were on the same team with the Browns, but the Bucs are 6.5-point favorites. The total here, 43.5, depending on where you shop. And once again, you know, the total has just stayed pretty even. Now, if you went back 2 weeks ago, it was 4.5, but Taylor's out. So I wouldn't be shocked to see the Bucks cover this.
Yeah, so do I say to God? I can't say Ty God, Ty God
You
anymore. I
got to
gotta
say to God.
say God now. So no, give me the Bucks here. I think this one sets up great for Baker Mayfield here in this one. Yeah, maybe you could have a little bit of shutdown on Evans from Sauce, but look, Ibuka's ruled in here. It looks like now. It looks like he'll make this lineup here today. So I think the Buccaneers. I think I can get them by double digits. I think they can put up a nice number here today. If anybody, we always say, when to God comes up and jumps up in the starting lineups for these teams, like wait, maybe that's just what you need here with this Jets team. But right now, I think they're joining the likes of the teams that are at the bottom here at this time, and I think this one sets up nicely. I'm with you. I'm going to take the Bucks in this one. Probably go over.
We got the Jets, we got Washington, I should say, hosting the Raiders. Let me go look up a Geno interception here. By the way, if you weren't watching the live show on that prime time, I think it was Monday night on the doubleheader, we hit 3 straight Geno interceptions. It was absolutely an amazing time. His interception prop today is minus 130 at FanDuel. That's not bad. I'll probably wait till the game starts, but in this one, with Marcus Mariota under center, don't the Raiders have a chance?
They have a big chance with Mariota going here. Look, we can look back and maybe back in the day when Mariota would get the call to when he wasn't starting back at the beginning, but when he was getting the call of some of these relief roles, it just feels like he's getting almost old now. And while some of these quarterbacks that have come on along and maybe they still got some life in them, I'm not sure that Mariota does necessarily here. Geno should be able to outpoint him today in the game. I'm going to be on the Commanders just because of the discount, though. I still think that Raiders making their second trip to the East Coast. I think this is what I'm going to bank on here a little bit, Holden. Second trip in 3 weeks, and I think Washington. I'm going to end up taking Washington. I'm going to lay it here. I don't mind the storyline there a little bit with you, but I'm a little concerned here still for the Raiders at this point. Yeah, hopefully they can tee off a little bit with Max here and get it. I have a feeling this one might be a lower scoring game with this one. Geno's going to have to chuck it for sure, I think, to keep the Raiders involved. Not down on Genty yet. I still like what I've seen. The results aren't there yet. There's got to be a little bit of worry about his size and everything. It's starting to really kind of show when he's out there. But we've seen small backs get it done before. It just hasn't really worked out first couple of weeks. So far for Genty. So I'm going to end up on the Commanders actually in this one.
So if you're watching on our old channel, make sure you're watching on our new channel, NTH Sports Picks. NTH Sports Picks. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and then also if you guys, for everybody that's watching right now, drop your best bets in the chat. Interested in seeing what everybody's on. We got the Rams at the Eagles, and this is unanimous, basically 3.5 points. I'm actually on the Rams today to cover this. 45.5 is the total. It's interesting, though. Last 11 games for Matt Stafford, Ramon, 9-0 against everybody except for the Eagles. He's 0-2. Can't beat him right now.
No, but that was that playoff game. I mean, they had every chance to win, and the Rams had to go in there in a less than perfect conditions. Let's face it. There was a very snowy day, and it got a little crazy there, and they still had a big chance to win that game in the end. So I think with better weather here this week and this defense Rams are bringing here right now, look. They're probably in the top 5 teams in the league, it feels like, here at this point. I think they're the one team to kind of give the Eagles a battle here right now. I'm not going to trust the Eagles to be favored in this game and get past the Rams. I think it's close for sure. And I think the Rams come in here. Look, everybody want to talk about Puka Nacua. I'm more interested in Devontae today. I think Devontae has the day, actually, for the Rams and ends up being the star in this game. So I got to take the Rams plus the points. I'm going to sprinkle the money line here as well in this game. And I think the defense comes to play. I think the Rams have that defense here. The Eagles, I'm not saying they're resting on their laurels or anything. We know how great they are. And I know the tush push has been kind of a theme for the talking heads here this week, but they're going to crack down on that, no doubt about it. I'm sure it's going to happen once or twice today. We'll see what happens. I got the Rams. I'm with you. Taking the Rams here in the under.
Want to let everybody know our shows are free once again today. We got the boys live betting all the games from the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock slates. They'll be on at like 1:10. And then we'll do Sunday Night Football live as well with the Chiefs and the Giants. It's the Falcons and the Panthers. So a lot of Bijan Robinson in the prop market today, and as well he should be. You know, last year, Bijan and even Algier went completely bananas against this Panthers team. Now, the Panthers are grabbing between 4.5. You get 4.5 at FanDuel, and you get 5.5 at DraftKings, depending on which side you want to get on. This is in Carolina. I wonder if we could trust the Falcons, you know, to cover this number. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, and is Penix a better option than Bryce Young even at this point?
I think so.
Yeah, well, I'm not selling you necessarily on Bryce Young. I'm just maybe kind of questioning whether or not Penix going on the road here against a Carolina team that is 8-3 against the spread in their last 11, dating back to last year, while Atlanta just 2-7-1 against the spread in their last 10, dating back to last year. A division game here. I'm taking the points here with Carolina to at least hang in there in this game. I don't see Atlanta getting a margin win here in this one on the road in a division game that could end up being maybe ugly, maybe low scoring here. I'm on the Panthers plus the points.
Texans, Jaguars. The Jaguars are 1.5 point favorites. Man, the Texans have just looked like hot garbage. CJ Stroud has just been a dud, and it's not something I expected him to be this bad. 42.5, 43.5 total, but can we trust in the Jaguars to get this done today?
Holden, there's definitely a difference right now. Look, you bring in a hot coordinator to be your head coach, like Liam going here and the Jaguars, and then you're saying like, show me, right? Is it really? Can a guy really come in and there's something different? I don't know what it is. I think I know what it is, and it's looked pretty good so far. So, look, I'm a Stroud guy, and not only that, Houston has owned these guys and owned these guys in division, but. I mean, it's a real series domination for Houston, 12 of the last 14 for the Texans against the Jaguars. But there's a difference for me right now when I see the Jaguars. There's a reason why they kept some of the guys that they did. The offense is much, much improved. Maybe there's been some little cracks at this first 2 weeks where you're like, no, this is kind of the same old Jaguars still. But I'm not sure that it is. I know that they'll boost their confidence for Houston that they have had success against Jacksonville here, but laying a small number right now, I got to take Jacksonville against Houston. I think there is a difference for sure with the Jags right now with this coordinator, with this offense that they've got going. So Houston's won their last 6 visits in here. I can't, give you any stats here necessarily. They're going to point you to the Jags as far as the trends are concerned. And Cohen's 1-1 in these 2 games. But look, they've scored 33 points in 26 and 53 points in 2 games. So I think that's all right for them. I'm going to take the Jags.
We've got a big number here with the team that I think has looked the best in the NFL to this point. People say the Eagles. I think through 2 games, I've been more impressed with the Packers at this point. 7.5 point favorites at Cleveland, 8.5 on DraftKings. If you wanted to back Cleveland, 7.5 FanDuel. Offshore Bovada has 7 if you want to get in there. Total holding steady at 41.5, 41. So I'm a little conflicted about this, by the way, I probably need to throw a Geno Smith, Joe Flacco interception prop in there, but boy, the Packers have looked good. Really good. I don't know about the number, though.
No, don't worry about it, Holden. Lay it. I mean, this is going to be the blowout. This feels like the blowout of the day. I mean, you've got a Packers team, this defense right now. This is legit. you could make all the Micah Parsons, jokes, comparisons, whatever. This has been a huge deal here early in the season. I think it's a major, major addition for the Packers, and they're already poised to be a pretty good team this year. And I think this has made a huge difference here right now with Joe Flacco. Not only Holden, can you find the pick six prop here? It feels like today because the Packers will be pinning their ears and getting after slow Joe. It feels like in this one, I've got this one as an absolute blowout. I mean, I'm wondering if the Browns will score a touchdown actually in this game. I'd probably look to go under Flacco's yardage as well. I think it's around 227.5 or so. So I think he's in big trouble here. I think the Browns in general are kind of in trouble, but I think this game exposes them here. There'll be other matchups as the Browns will be probably okay in, even with Joe in there, but this is just the wrong matchup right now in this, and I'm going to have to take the Packers to drub them.
All right, I'm going to take interception parlay. Geno and Flacco on DraftKings plus 168. That'll be the official interception play today. Flacco and Geno, one interception each at plus 168. My Broncos, man, Bo Nix, something's going on with his mechanics. He doesn't look like the same guy. The Chargers have a legitimate shot of winning the AFC West this year. There's no doubt about it. FanDuel has this as Chargers -3. DraftKings and most other places have this at Chargers -2.5, division game. Got to wonder if the Broncos get things going this week. 45.5, 46 total. So is this a shootout?
No, I'm not sure that it is going to necessarily be a shootout. I think Denver's going to have to play. This is going to be a tough assignment actually for Denver. Yeah, it's kind of like, why are you going to change things a little bit with Nix here? It feels like they're trying to, change his mechanics. If you're like a pitcher here a little bit. I don't know if that's necessarily what he needs. So look, it's your Broncos. It's my Chargers. I've been on here the first 2 weeks of the season. Selling up my Chargers, saying this is a legitimate situation here with Harbaugh and the Chargers are. I'm not ready to give up on just kicking Kansas City to the curb, even though they're talking about this game being a game for the division title already in week 3 because of the Chiefs start. So it's you against me, Holden, but I have to lay you 3 points, and I'm going to do it. I will take the Chargers. I actually think it's going to probably be a 3-point game, but I don't come on these shows to give a money line out. So let's just go heads up, you and I. I'll give you 3 points in honor of Dave here. He'll have to assign a spread on it. We'll just see who wins between you and I. I'll take the Chargers out of spirit here, but I do expect a really close game that's probably going to come down to the wire here. The Chargers still have to learn kind of how to win close games at this point at a championship level. The Broncos do bring that into this game and making it that significant of a matchup here. It's a huge game early on in week 3, and I'm kind of proud that the Chargers are involved in such a game because this is a completely different situation right now. The Chargers are definitely division contenders with these Broncos, but I'm not ready to just give up on I'm not saying give up on the Chiefs. I'm pulling for the Chargers for sure, but I'm not ready to uncrown the Chiefs, if you know what I mean.
Yep. This is a big game for Broncos, man. Last week was an absolute debacle with the field goal miss, the penalty, and then the field goal make, and the Colts beat them. Saints Seahawks. I'll tell you the 2 games I'll have on at 4. It'll be the Broncos Chargers, and it'll be the Cowboys Bears. We'll save the best game for last, though. Saints Seahawks, 41.5 total. I'm seeing a touchdown and a half favorite here for Seattle at home. Spencer Rattler really has not turned the ball over. It's one thing I've noticed about him, but he's going into the Lions den today, man. And the optimizer's been popping on Sam Darnold. I got to see if I need to go in on him this afternoon, but 41.5 total, Seahawks -7.5. You think the Saints can keep it within a touchdown, or is this just blowout city?
No, I do think they look. I'm glad you said something about Spencer Rattler because I don't know what other dumb things can I not do what you said was but best 0-8 quarterback of all time. I don't know what else I
Yeah.
can say about it. Right? I mean, he is what he is here, and they're going to keep with him here. The one thing when you're 0-8, the one thing about Spencer Rattler and not turning right, he's not is still firing out there, and he doesn't throw those picks. So I think this not only that, holding the Saints often do well here in Seattle. It's not a division game anymore like it was, but dating back to that, it's been a long term. New Orleans has always done well for whatever reason here in Seattle. They've won the last 2 visits here as well. They've won the last 4 overall against the Seahawks. So, yeah, I'm willing to take a touchdown here today with the Saints against Seattle. I don't think Seattle's in the a business of covering a whole touchdown here. I guess if you're going to do it, it'd probably be against this. If the Saints are indeed the worst team, I don't know if they are the worst team in the league right now. I know there's a group of teams here at 0-2 that are looking pretty bad, but the Saints are 18-8, their last 26 as a road underdog. So I'm going to take the Saints here plus a touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey in a smash spot once again today. We got Mac Jones, no Jawan Jennings. Pearsall could be in for a big day too. Niners -1.5 at home against the Cardinals, 44.5 total. I think the Cardinals stink, man. I think they stink. And it's because of the itty-bitty quarterback. Do you have a side on this?
I'm against you here on this one. The Cardinals Cardinals swept the 2 games last year, including one by 23 points. It was fast starts every time. Feels like for Kyler. 5 of the last 6 meetings have gone over here, and I feel like we'll get that here too. Maybe Mac Jones is already the quarterback of the 49ers. As far I know they gave Purdy a lot of money here, but it doesn't seem like they even want him to come back. And Jones still, to me, if I was going to put him in any spot, I think the Niners are the right spot for him here. But no, I'm going to go with the Cardinals here. I think they have their number. Quite frankly, hey, if CMC does go off and then that probably will be enough. All they got to do is pretty much win. They're just a small favorite here. But no, I think the Cardinals kind of have their number. Yeah, they beat New Orleans. Yeah, they beat Carolina. Those are 2 wins, and I'm going to grab them here. Arizona 9-6 is a dog with Gannon as coach. So I'm going to take Arizona here.
All right, here's the big one. Can't wait for the 4:00 slate, and it's Dallas at Chicago. And not because either one of these teams is really good. 49.5, 50.5 is the total. Dallas -1.5. I mean, listen, DJ Moore should shred this zone defense. Rome, Adunze, he's better against man, but I think he goes bananas today. On the other side, everyone's on Lamb. They should be on Turd Ferguson, et cetera, et cetera. I think more than anything else, we're just expecting to see a lot of points. And I'll tell you this much. Everyone's sleeping on Keenan Allen, man. I've been close all day to betting some Keenan Allen, maybe taking his receptions down to just 4, because at 5 you're not even getting it. Taking his receptions down to 4, yards to 40.
Yeah, you on the Bears, Holden for the Bears here in this game. You were mentioning some other receivers, right? You were talking about
Keenan.
Moore. Keenan's on the Chargers now, brother. Don't forget.
Oh my God,
you're talking about Moore. You're talking about Adunze. These guys are set up for big games here.
That's where my head is right now.
With Dallas, and I understand, brother. With Dallas and Chicago, I'm with you. I think it's a shootout here tonight. I love those Bears receivers, but I love CD Lamb. I love Pickens. I can't believe Pickens looks as good as he does in this lineup right now. It's just what Dak Prescott needed. The running game should get off. I know it's a problem, trying to back Javonte, but look, he's had 2 very strong games here so far, and that opens it up for this offense. I'm not fooled here at this point. I've tried to back Caleb Williams. I know this is the best, hard to say it because this Dallas team really is nothing defensively like they've been in the past. basically getting rid of Parsons. Seems like the problem here. So I've got this one as a shootout, and I'm not fooled. I can't do it with Caleb right now. I've been backing him too many times. He's let me down. I'm back on Dak, and I got the Cowboys to win on the road over the Bears.
By the way, I'm still on Keenan Allen, by the way.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, that's one thing about Allen and his return to the Chargers. He couldn't have gone to any other team, probably. I mean, good thing he's back here. This is where he needs to be with the Chargers. This is where he's going to excel this year. And there's not a lot of mileage left, but as long as he stays healthy, the Chargers need him to stay healthy. He's going to have a big year, and is making the other Chargers receivers better here as well. McConkey, I know. That's where you need to look also, Holden. I think you need to grab some McConkey today. He was ruled in here, and he's got to be pretty high on a lot of the lists.
No doubt about it. All right, listen, like button would be great. Make sure you subscribe to our new YouTube channel, NTH Sports Picks. The boys will start their live betting show here in a few minutes right here on the NTH Sports Picks channel. And thanks for getting me through this today, Ramon. I appreciate it. And I'll just say one more time, I'm going to miss Dave Sharapan. If you're a bettor, if you didn't know who he was, you should look him up. He's just an amazing person. So go enjoy the games today, and